So, lefty lunacy, there have been signs all over your part of the world there, James. Racism not welcome. They've replaced street signs. So you're driving around looking for whatever, Balmain terrace or something. Instead, you get racism not welcome. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I think we have some of the images of these signs up here all over the Inner West Council, the very woke Inner West, which, remember, this was the council that back in 2014 was so tolerant and so diverse that it tried to ban Israel. Now, when it was the Marrickville Council, now it's the Inner West Council, and they are now trying to ban racism. Of course, this is a part of the world that has always loved these sort of symbolic gestures on ratepayers' money. You know, I've lived in the area for years, and I've always been amused by the old sign saying that it's because it's a lovely, diverse, tolerant community, Rita, and I'm bringing it down from the inside. And so there've always been, the nuclear-free zone signs because, of course, the fallout cloud from the nuclear war would stop around the borders of the council. But, of course, the great thing is that now you can say, oh, look, where do you live? And you just say, oh, look, I'm at the corner of no racism in the Inner West and nuclear-free zone. So, yeah, come on by around 2 o'clock for the vegetarian sausages.
Absolutely. I mean, it's apart from anything, apart from the obvious waste of taxpayers' money, but the assumption behind it, James and Rita, is that everybody is racist. And therefore, if you're looking at that sign, therefore they're saying, oh, you're a racist. The assumption is the place, Balmain, is riddled with racists. So maybe nobody should go and live there. I'm sure the ratepayers may disagree.
I think it probably is. It's always about projection with this lot. You know what? They think everybody else is racist because I fear that in their own hearts, there's a little bit of racism there, and they presume the worst of everybody else.
Yeah,
but it really is about, though, Rita and Rowan, it is about this whole thing that is about the left pushing a narrative that Australia is structurally racist. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but earlier this week, Senator Amanda Stoker called out the Human Rights Commission, which tried to push a campaign which was going to say not just racism between individuals is bad, but it was also going to say that Australia was structurally racist and that we are a racist nation. And this is all part of this effort to downgrade and, undermine Australia as one of the most tolerant, successful, coherent nations in the world, and suddenly turn us into this country that is seen as this horrible racist cesspit that, at least until the pandemic and nobody could come here, millions of people from around the world tried to come to every single year.
Yeah, exactly, James. Now, I just wanted to mention the Australia Council, 25,000 annual art grants, which a great story in the telly yesterday, James, there. All these art grants are leaving ordinary artists behind. Terrific quote by Tim Storia, who's been here on Outsiders, one of Australia's greatest painters, of course, who slams these art grants, and he has a delightful turn of phrase, Tim, but he says, in my opinion, if you believe you're an artist, the only valid reason to apply for an Australia Council grant would be so you can pay the taxi to the airport to take you as far away from the Australia Council as you can get. Now, what I love about Tim Storia's work, Rita and James, is that he refuses to put those stupid little signs on it that you have, that they always stick next to the painting. He says if the piece of art ain't telling you, ain't moving you enough, and you need an explanation, well, it's not worth it.